Hey everybody. So I got a little bit of a different build for you guys. I haven't showed you guys any of this yet. This is a kit that I haven't built. This is one that my dad built. When I was a kid, he always had this in the display case, and I always really liked it. It was always probably my favorite build that he did out of all of the kits of the past and all that. And you know, throughout the moves and in models and out of models, this thing kind of worked its way into a box, and pieces started falling off, and over time, I'd like to say this is probably about 20 years old, if not even older. And so it was getting pretty rough shape. So I asked him if I could have it, and so he gave it to me, and we ended up finding all the parts. The only thing that was missing was the headlamps, just the clear parts, but we were able to find some in our part boxes and was able to get that back up and running on that. The headers on this one is actually 3D printed. I don't know if you guys ever did this kit before, but you'll know that those headers are 5 pieces all together, and they're not very easy to put back together. So for instance, here's the one that actually still together. So you'd have the 4 actual pipes, and then it has that cross brace you have to glue it to, and then there's the actual flange part that actually goes up to the block. So then I end up taking the measurements and drawing it up in a CAD, and end up making that. I even added a little Chevy bow tie into the center there, and I made them hollow. Gave them the hollow tips, which would have been really hard to drill these ones out to look that good. So in the process of doing the 3D printing, you'll start with a part like this with the supports in it, so it actually prints upside down like that. And I had to do 2 batches of these because I found out once it gets to this stage and you cure it and you leave those supports on there, you end up breaking the pipes. So you end up breaking those. So you cut the supports off, then cure it, and then you actually get that piece there. And you also have to make sure you clean out those tips, them little tight areas, because if you cure it after just rinsing it a little bit and you don't clean out that cavity, you'll have half cured resin in there, and they'll end up giving you problems. It'll look really bad. So I used a drill that was that size, cleaned them out, and got those out of there. So then back to this build. If you're not familiar with the kit, it's an AMT Orange Blossom Special. And it was actually, I think it was 1984 that this kit came out. I don't think this came out ever again since. So the truck should actually be orange if you're going box stock, but he went with this nice metallic green. And I think that's why I end up liking it so much, is because it looks so cool with that green. You got the big blower engine in it. And so all the paint is original. The only thing I had to change was I had to do these and some touch-up work. The roll bar in the back, I had to take that out and repaint it because the glue seams were breaking, and as you can tell, it was molded in a orange plastic. And that was kind of the disaster of these kits, was that orange plastic, because I'm sure you guys all know that orange plastic does not want to glue very well with styrene glue. And so the only thing I really changed in here was some tanks. I took them apart, unchromed them, glued them back together, and I actually hid that seam, and then once I painted it, the only spot that I didn't fill or anything ended up showing off real good. And I put 2 hoses on them connectors. And this truck was full of weight blocks. So the bed was loose, these were loose. I stripped these, painted those. The cab was loose, the interior was loose. One of the front axles was actually broken. The front bumper was off. One of the tool clips was broken. So I was able to get all those on there and was able to glue them all up and paint them all up and get them fixed. The engine, all that was still in. But these were very delicate kits. I still have 2 more. I have one that was pre-built by somebody else. I got it on eBay for a relatively decent price, and the other one was new kit. It was new unboxed, sealed kit, and I'm going to build that one, I think, box stock. And then the other one that was already started, I had some of it getting stripped. And there was in one of the hot rod magazines that I looked at, they had this Chevy truck in it. It was flat black, racing slicks on the back, and it was into a dragster. So I think I'm going to try to do that because it really had the same stance, the same engine, and you know what, it probably was one of these Orange Blossom specials, and the guy just made it into a dragster because a lot of things were similar except, you know, the lifting mechanism. This truck, if you ever seen it actually work, when it does a show, it would get all revved up, and before it would pull, they had a mechanism what them 2 tanks were, where it would actually lift all the way up and then do the whole pull as a wheelie. And that was a guy's signature move, and it had a train whistle, so it would blow a whistle the whole time. And that was his cool little signature move. So, but I wanted to show you guys that. I hope you enjoy it. This one's going to go on my display shelf with all my builds. That way I always have it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you have a great week. Until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.